history. I'm gonna make history here in Kansas City for all you guys.
I trained my butt off for this fight. I'm ready to go out there and make history, man.
Sleep well. We'll see you tomorrow. There he is, the flyweight king, Demetrious Johnson.
You know, Dan told him he was, it was illegal. He was in shock of the fact that there was an illegal strikes that he thought occurred. He was instructed to sit on the ground and relax and take some time to recover. Everything that happened was very normal. The one thing that really continues to confuse me is why then was Chris Weidman making comments about his level of his ability to go on by saying things like he thought it was February instead of April. By saying, I think he even said that he didn't know what day it was when they asked him what day it was.
He told me it was February and he told me he didn't know what the date was. So he knocked his head.
I told you that motherfucker's a dirty cocksucker.
Watch the replay, it was legal.
And the next question I have to ask myself, if it's April and you're telling the officials that it's February and you're telling them you don't know what day it is, then I have to ask myself why. The first reason, which is what we all want to believe, is that he was telling the truth and he was being forthright. And if that is the case, then he should not continue to fight because he is concussed. And fighter safety, the man should not be fighting if he doesn't know what month it is. He's not in the right mind. The other reason is what we don't want to discuss, because we all really think the world of Chris Weidman is, maybe he was saying that because, and I don't know if this is the case, I'm just saying this is the only other conclusion I can come up with. Maybe he was saying that because he was trying to play with the rules, and he did in fact know it was April and not February, and he was trying to get Gegard Mousasi disqualified, despite the fact that he was fine, okay? So the reality is, if you're concussed, you shouldn't continue, and it was a good call with the TKO. If you weren't concussed and you're trying to get the man disqualified, then with all fairness, despite the fact that we really respect him all, he got what he deserved, because you're trying to play with the rules and you have to be prepared for the consequences.
Yeah, man, I think McGregor is not a real champ, He has the belt, but, man, I have more than almost 20 fights on this division. Ferguson has more than 10 fights on this division. Khabib almost 10 fights on this division, And I think that the next champ the fight for belt, interim belt, And I really hope UFC give me a chance to fight with Tony Ferguson, because he said he want to fight, and I want to fight too, And I hope UFC give me this chance. So many guys talk about this fight, It's a rematch for me. Man, I think this fight makes sense for us, makes sense for me, makes sense for him, and I'm here. I'm ready. You guys remember the last fight me against him? It's a really good fight, one of the best fights of the year. Imagine, you guys, 5 rounds, me and him. I was in full camp, because my last fight against him, I have just 4 weeks camp, I get the fight in short notice. Imagine, you guys, 5 rounds. That's gonna be a really good fight. Maybe one of the best fights of the year.
For me to be considered one of the greatest fighters of all time, yes, I have to beat him. I think my resume speaks for itself. I think I could walk away today and be remembered as one of the best fighters that have ever done it. But in order to truly be in the conversation, 5, 10 years down the line, people are going, man, maybe this dude was the greatest fighter we've ever seen. I would need wins over Jon Jones. Beating all these other guys just isn't enough. Now, have I had a great career? Yeah. When I fought Bigfoot Silva, he had just beat Beto. He was ranked number 4 in the world. When I fought Josh Barnett, he was ranked number 5 in the world. When I fought Frank Mir, he was number 6 in the world. When I fought Roy Nelson, he was number 5 or 6 in the world. When I fought Dan Henderson, my first down at 205, him and I were 4 and 5 in the world. You know, so Anthony, 1, Gustafson, number 2. So I beat a lot of guys ranked in the top 5, you know, so I think my resume speaks for itself. I beat Jeff Munson when I had 6 or 7 fights. But if I want to be talked about as one of the best to ever do it, ever step foot in the octagon, yes, I need to be Joe.
Today we're making the most popular cake on my blog. It's a strawberry cake, and it's layer after layer of fresh strawberries, a lightly sweetened whipped frosting, and my famous European sponge cake. The flavors are fantastic, and it's so easy to make. You all are gonna love it.
I will eat that!